This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Going balls out in the lumberyard, watching the grunion crawl magi. Little kids got naked and had lots of sex. Don't even waste your time.
Hello and welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 60. My name is Adam. Today I'm joined by Kevin. How are you, Kevin?
I'm doing okay.
And Brian, how are you?
Magi.
What movie do we have you watch this week, sir?
G.I. Joe, Rise of the Cobra.
G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Not Rise of the Cobra.
Jesus, get your shit together.
This came out in 2009. Obviously, we picked this for the new G.I. Joe coming out. It was directed by Steven Sommers. The synopsis says, an elite military unit comprised of special operatives known as G.I. Joe, operating out of the pit, takes on an evil organization led by a notorious arms dealer. We do have a trailer here. Let's give this a listen. This is G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra.
We have never faced a threat like this. A team is being assembled. They're the best operatives in the world. When all else fails, we don't.
I want in.
Standing in front of you, a Delta 6 accelerator suit.
What's it accelerate?
You. This is General Hawk. Mission is a go.
Here they come.
Go, go, go!
Alright, I think we get the idea.
It's so loud.
I should mention that this is starring Channing Tatum, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Dennis Quaid. There's some other people in there too. Now I saw this in the theater when it came out, and then I actually rewatched it last night for the show. Ryan, why don't you tell us about G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra?
Well, for starters, the sequel's never coming out. I'm sorry to tell everyone. This is the third time that I watched a movie related to this movie, and it was pushed back both times before. So I don't think it's ever coming out.
Maybe not.
No, I think
But-
it's probably coming out.
No, it's not, Kevin.
I hope it doesn't. I think that would be fun if it just keeps getting pushed back forever. And then we just keep making you watch G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra.
I would enjoy that. And I'm sure other people would enjoy that as well. Anyway, it's basically, the run-of-the-mill G.I. Joe story. Magic Mike and fucking Little Man.
Marlon Wayans.
No money.
They're part of the G.I. Joe squad, and they're escorting a nuclear weapon to, I don't know where the fuck they're escorting it to, it doesn't matter. They're escorting it to wherever, and it's to be used because it's like really, really powerful, and it ends up that halfway through the escort they get attacked, and the missiles get stolen, and chaos ensues.
I'm gonna stop you right there and just correct a couple things. The warheads are actually these nano machines that break down whatever they hit. So they're not like nuclear. They're these tiny like microscopic machines.
I just said nuclear because it was easier than explaining it.
And also, when they first get ambushed, they don't steal them.
Ooh.
They Remember
their goal is to steal him.
Their goal is to steal him, but they don't succeed. And then later, when they get the warheads back to the pit, the G.I. Joe home base, they ambush that, and that's when they steal them.
How the fuck can you ambush a base?
Well, I think you saw in the movie, they use subterranean digging things.
Can't manage to steal them remotely, but you can manage to go into the base where they are.
Now,
that was my first problem with this.
When I saw this in the theater, I hated it, and on a rewatch, I hated it even more. I mean, this is an appalling film in every way, and I wrote down some notes here of the things that I hated, and maybe we can compare notes here, Ryan.
All right.
Well, we comparing notes as I don't have any notes there in my head.
Okay, well, your head notes then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is, I was a huge G.I. Joe fan. I was obsessed with G.I. Joe when I was little. So when this movie came out, I was kind of cautiously optimistic, let's say. And there were many things about this movie that were completely ridiculous. The first thing was that it wasn't even Cobra. Like, the whole movie, they're going up against this group. Cobra doesn't even get formed until the very end of the movie, which is stupid. Now, people that know G.I. Joe will know that Cobra Commander is the big bad guy, right? And he's like nothing more than kind of a henchman in this movie until the very end, which is also stupid. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays Cobra Commander, and he is completely ridiculous. They did this, he has this like mask, like a Bane type mask.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's all like this, they give him this really weird voice that's all done in voice, like ADR. And it sounds so bad.
It kind of sounds to me, I thought it was Justin Long for a long time. It sounded like him when he talked.
I don't know, it just sounds horrible. And the main bad guy in this is actually the character Destro. However, he doesn't become Destro again until the very end of the movie. He's just a normal, crazy bad guy.
So this is just a good old-fashioned origin story type deal.
Yeah, but it's the way that they do it is so terrible.
I was going to say poorly done, though.
Especially because it seems like in the sequel, they're just going to kill everybody off in the first scene and start over.
I hope they do. That would be hilarious.
Well, they are. I mean, like, most of the characters that are in this one aren't in the sequel. And one of the big things... Sergeant Slaughter, okay? You guys know who Sergeant Slaughter is, right?
Fucking right.
He's in this movie. Did you notice him in this movie, Ryan?
No.
Brendan Fraser plays Sergeant Slaughter.
I was going to say.
Then yes, I did notice him. I was wondering why I saw Brendan Fraser, which also made me want to kill myself because I don't like him.
I don't even understand that. Also, Snake Eyes, who's probably one of the coolest characters in G.I. Joe, they give him this really dumb-looking suit with a mouth on it, even though he doesn't talk. Like, why would you, if you have a guy that doesn't talk, why would you put a vinyl mouth on his mask? It looked ridiculous.
I've never understood why people decide to change things.
No, I don't know. It looks
and the changes that they make are completely unnecessary.
Yeah, it looks like in the sequel they go back to like the suit that he has like in the comic books and in the cartoon and stuff. So at least they're gonna hopefully get that right. I mean, it was every time you looked at him, I wanted to laugh because it was ridiculous. He had this huge fake mouth on his face.
Anytime I looked at this entire movie, I wanted to laugh. Everything about this made me laugh.
Oh God, the script. All the dialogue was...
The dialogue was fucking terrible.
It was so bad. And what'd you think of the suits that they mentioned in the trailer, Ryan?
They should be called Do Anything suits, except for actually catch what they're going after. Because they have these accelerator suits, and they make him run faster or whatever, and jump higher and blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a scene where they're running after a car. And the car starts out like maybe a mile ahead of them. And they catch up to it with these suits. But then they never actually catch the vehicle. They just stay what I'm going to call a safe distance behind it. They don't ever actually catch up to it.
Yeah, that scene was horrible. The suits are ridiculous and dumb. It was like they were trying to cash in on the Transformers thing or something.
Yeah. Actually, this kind of reminded me a little bit the way it was shot.
Oh, yeah. It looked a lot like Transformers. And see, I don't mind, like, kind of science fiction type stuff in a movie like this, because that's kind of how G.I. Joe was, you know? It was crazy characters and crazy weapons and things like that and vehicles, and I'm cool with that, but the whole bionic suit thing was just, it was ridiculous. It was horrible. And then I also loved the end of that scene with the suits, how they scan the dead guy's brain. Like, yeah, they have this machine that they jam these needles into this dead guy's brain, and they're like, oh, well, we can extract his thoughts, and it turns it into images. And you're just like, what?
That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, it was clearly just used as a plot device. Like, oh, well, how are they going to track him down now? Oh, well, they'll just scan some dead dude's brain and figure out where they're at. Like, it's so ridiculous on so many levels.
I would agree. And the CG, there's a lot of it, and it's fucking all terrible. All of it. Like, it looks like, you know what it looks like? What's that show?
Reboot?
Yes. It looks like that.
Oh God, I think it was a little bit better than Reboot, but it was not very good. I mean, what'd you think of, like, the fight scenes, like the fight between Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow?
The fights were cool at first, but then they added a whole bunch of unnecessary extra shit and made it retarded, and then talked. And they ruined everything when they talked.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think, I'm fairly certain Marlon Wayans is not returning for the second one.
Oh.
I know Dennis Quaid isn't. I know Sienna Miller isn't.
He's not.
Brendan Fraser?
According to Wikipedia,
Can we get Brendan Fraser up in there?
In 2 sequels.
Marlon Wayans?
Dennis Quaid.
Oh, Dennis Quaid. Maybe he is in this. I didn't see him in the trailer or anything.
And what's up with him? Is he in a wheelchair in this? Like, sometimes
Well, he was injured.
Like he can't move, and other times he's like fucking running around.
Yeah, well,
He's a fake cripple.
he's
Right, Dennis Quaid, I'm calling you out.
he on IMDb. He's not listed for the sequel, so I don't think he's in it.
No, but you do get the added pleasure of James Carville.
Yeah, I did see that James Carville was playing himself in it, so there's that. Let's talk about. Well, first of all, I want to say that this did win some Razzies.
Awesome.
Yeah. What did it get? It was nominated for a bunch, It was nominated, this is in 2010, Worst Director, Worst Picture, Worst Remake, Ripoff or Sequel, Worst Screenplay, Worst Supporting Actor, Worst Supporting Actress, and that was for Sienna Miller, and she actually won the Razzie that year for Worst Supporting Actress.
Nice.
I like Sienna Miller, but she was so bad in this movie.
The only thing I will say about both girls, they were neat to look at, but once they opened their mouth, that was it.
Yeah, the girl that played Scarlet was horrible, too. And I hated the stupid glasses that Sienna Miller had, where she pushed the button and they turned from sunglasses to regular glasses. Like, it was just, come on. Give me a break.
Well, how do you need that technology?
Oh well, see,
transition lenses.
The thing is, Kevin, at the beginning of the movie, they put up a title card that says "in the not too distant future." ... So we know that
takes care of everything.
Yeah, that makes up for everything.
Nice.
Here's something else that I want to know: when they fight underwater, how are there explosions? Like that entire scene, the underwater scene, they really angered me.
That was ridiculous.
Well, you can have explosions.
You can have explosions underwater. It'd be in space. If it was in space,
like they were fucking dogfighting underwater.
Yeah, man, they were.
I'm slightly interested.
Underwater dogfights and
underwater dogfights with explosions.
Yes.
Okay. This is getting better.
It's not.
Still not gonna watch it.
It's not getting better. Let's talk about Stephen Sommers. I think that I would consider him what we would call a jobber. He just kind of does whatever. He did the Mummy movies.
Yay.
He also did Deep Rising, The Jungle Book, the live-action Jungle Book. Awesome. With Jason Scott Lee. The Adventures of Huck Finn with Elijah Wood.
Ooh.
Classic. I think he also wrote the Tom and Huck movie that was with Jonathan Taylor Thomas and Brad Renfro.
Taylor
may he rest
Thomas.
in peace.
Whatever happened to Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Kevin, I'll give you a fun fact.
Fun fact.
All three kids on Home Improvement, they all had 3 names.
Yeah.
Ooh. I like it.
I don't know. Me and Adam had a long
we ended up somehow a few weeks ago we ended up having a discussion about the kids from Home Improvement.
Which is weird because I was actually just thinking about that kid a couple of days ago. For whatever reason, whenever I think of Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I think of the kids from Home Improvement for whatever reason.
Maybe it's the 3-name thing.
Maybe.
He has 3 movies that I guess are coming out, or I'm sorry, 2 movies and a TV series that are coming out. Odd Thomas, When Worlds Collide, and Max Steel. I don't know anything about those, but apparently Odd Thomas is coming out soon, next month.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, I mean, Stephen Sommers, odds are if you see his name attached to an upcoming movie. I think he also did Van Helsing, which I don't think I mentioned. Yeah. Not the best. Not the best guy out there. Seems like kind of a generic action. What?
Not good. Not even close to the best.
No. All right. Anything else to add about G.I. Joe? Are you interested in the new one at all?
No, I don't. Especially after watching this, I don't give a fuck. I was kind of into them when I was kids, or when I was a kid, and I'm just gonna let that aspect of my life go.
Well, I think I'm gonna turn you around right now. It's directed by the guy that did Step Up 2, Streets, Step Up 3D, and Justin Bieber. Never Say Never.
Yep, John Chu.
Oh shit!
Now you're excited, right?
I am.
You're damn right you are.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna light myself on fire.
Are you gonna douse yourself with nanites or whatever they were?
Yes, so they can eat me away to nothing.
Well, I think the thing about the new one is, as long as it's a little bit better than the first one, I think that we'll at least be going in.
It won't be.
I don't know. It to me it looks better. To me, it looks better than the first one. Because after rewatching the first one, I don't think you can get much worse than that.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah, but then again, you look at him doing Step Up 2, Step Up 3D in the Justin Bieber documentary. It could
What
get
if
worse.
Justin Bieber and
It could, but
It could get worse.
I don't know. I mean, the thing about John Chu is I think that he has kind of a knack for like choreography and that type of thing, and the way that he films stuff is like pretty stylized, and he has kind of a visual flair to him, and I think that might be something that this movie needs. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a train wreck. The fact that they had to delay it and then reshoot a bunch of it and then try to convert it to 3D and do all this stuff, that is not
I was going to say, didn't they almost reshoot like the entire movie?
I think they reshot a lot of it because, and I could be wrong, and I know that there's a bunch there have been press screenings of this already, but I think what happened was the plot of the movie is most of the team dies in the beginning, and I think that maybe Channing Tatum was going to be one of those people that died, and he wasn't going to be in most of the movie, but after he got, very famous and everything, they wanted him to be in more of it. So I think that they shot more scenes with him in.
Gotcha.
Here's something crazy. It made $302 million. That is insane.
Yeah, I mean, what was the budget on it? Like 100 mil or something?
175 according to Wikipedia.
There you go. So I don't know how this one will bode. Looks like the only people that are coming back is for the second one are Arnold Vosloo, who played Zartan, Jonathan Zartok, Jonathan Pryce, who was the president. I don't see, and then Channing Tatum. I think that's pretty much it. Although Riz is in it, and Walton Goggins.
Oh shit!
And I'm a big fan of Riz and Walton Goggins.
Oh, I think the guy that plays Snake Eyes is the same again.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
Ray Park.
Ray Park, yeah.
And the guy that plays Storm Shadow.
Yes, that is correct. And those are. I hope that there's more stuff with the two of them because they're kind of the coolest characters, really. Although Jinx is in the new one, I was a big fan of Jinx.
Will you do me a favor and try to say Heavy Duty's name?
I made a point not to say Heavy Duty's name. I'm a big fan of that guy because he
I
was
like
in
him now.
He was in Oz, and I was a huge fan of him in Oz, but I cannot even begin to pronounce his name. What'd you think of Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Cobra Commander?
He's a poser. I felt like I could have beat his ass. He's just like, how do you have like a main bad guy that is weak as shit and small and just all around little?
Yeah, well, he was very frail and feeble.
Yeah.
It was like Mr. Burns was the bad guy.
Yes. That was the thing that struck me when I was looking through the cast list. It's like, really? Joseph Gordon-Levitt? It seems miscast.
Well, the thing about it is you couldn't even really tell it was him. Because he was like, his face was all jacked up and he had a mask on the whole time. And there was like no point. And this was like right when he started becoming really big. So I think that this was just a small misstep for him.
Mm.
I mean, he didn't even have a big role in it. Like I said, the guy that played Destro was a bigger part of it. And at the end, when they made his, like, because I don't know if you guys remember Destro from the cartoons, but he had like the his face was like gold.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And the way that they did it in the movie was so horrible and stupid.
And then he got that girly laugh.
Yeah.
It was trying to be a menacing laugh, and it was just a little schoolgirl. According to Wikipedia, Common was supposed to be in this, but he was not.
It's probably a good
him.
thing.
Probably the best thing that ever happened to Common.
Yeah, probably one of the best decisions he ever made. He did that Queen Latifah movie instead, and it was still a better decision. All right, Ryan, what do you give G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra?
4.
4.
Uh,
4, huh?
Yeah.
I'd give it like a 1.5. I hated this movie.
I'm just trying to be nice.
Trying to be nice. There's just the lack of anything in this movie. It's just...
It's not your job, Ryan. Your job isn't to be nice.
That's true. Quite the opposite, actually. All right, well, I think that does it. Do you have any closing thoughts, Ryan?
Again, waste of time. Serious waste of time.
All right. Fair enough. For all the latest film news and reviews, visit us at filmpulse.net. We want to hear your feedback. Send us an email, feedback@filmpulse.net, or call our voicemail line 850-391-6071. Also, please take a minute to rate us on iTunes. We appreciate that very much. For filmpulse.net, my name is Adam.
I'm Kevin.
It's like a Catwoman waste of time. My life.
I don't. What did he say?
It's a Catwoman waste of time. And we will see you on Monday.
See ya.
Fighting for freedom wherever there's trouble over land and sea and air. G.I. Joe is there.
Adwale Akinui. I don't even know.
Yeah. I'm not gonna try
He's
that.
awesome.